Good day, and welcome to Hiroshima University's English Podcast. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everyone!
I'm Joe.
And I'm Perlene.
Yes, unfortunately, I'm not Santa. I'm only Joe.
Joe, you are not really Santa, but in our eyes, you are the same as Santa.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Anyways, everyone, this Christmas, we hope that you are with the people you love and also that you get a really nice present from Santa Claus.
Yes. Joe, I have a question.
Okay.
What do Americans eat for Christmas?
What do Americans eat for Christmas? First, I'll tell you what they don't eat. They don't eat, usually, Christmas cake or chicken.
What? Oh no, you don't eat Christmas cake or chicken? That sounds bad.
Right, that's especially in Japan only. This idea of Christmas cake, usually Americans eat cookies. Christmas cookies, that's very famous. But the Christmas cake idea, I think, is unique for Japan. And for the chicken thing, that one company which we won't give a free advertisement for, actually, that company, that store, is not so popular even in America, I think.
Wow.
People don't really buy chicken, especially for Christmas. Right, usually for Christmas dinners, people eat things, it depends on the family. Some eat ham, like my family ate a lot of ham, or beef, or turkey, or chicken too, things like that.
I see. But I still would like to eat Christmas cake and chicken for this Christmas. 皆さん、メリークリスマス。今回はクリスマスについて少しお話をしましたが、それよりも大切なテーマについても今回は取り上げていきます。そのテーマは Veganism です。Joe, what is veganism?
Right, veganism is like vegetarianism, so eating only vegetables, so there's no meat, and especially also there are no dairy products.
Okay, dairy, 乳製品ですね。
That's right, so you have to avoid yogurt and eggs and cheese and all those things, right? And especially if you're really, really a vegan, then you also don't want products made from animals. For example, leather or fur.
革製品や毛皮製品。
That's right. So if you really, really want to be a vegan, you cannot use these products like leather and fur that come from animals.
Then Joe, why is veganism good?
Right. Veganism is good for several reasons. First, it's healthy for you. Right. If you do not eat meat or dairy products, then it reduces your chances of getting cancer and diabetes.
がんと糖尿病。
Right, you can reduce the chances of getting cancer or diabetes. And also, if you avoid meat and dairy products, you can reduce your blood pressure and you can lower your cholesterol levels.
I see. 血糖やコレステロールも下げられます。
Right, you can reduce your blood pressure and you can lower cholesterol levels. You know, cholesterol is the fat that blocks your arteries.
I see. 動脈の通りを邪魔する脂肪がコレステロールなんですね。
Right, cholesterol is not good for your arteries. In addition to being healthy for you, another reason to be a vegan is that it's really bad to exploit these farm animals.
Yes. 動物を搾取することを避けられるのですね。
Right, the key word here is to exploit, right? We shouldn't exploit these farm animals. I hear that 99% of the animals that we eat spend their whole life on factory farms, in cages, or in fenced areas. They're not free. Right. Their whole lives they spend there. And people on Earth, every year, they eat 150 million of these farm animals.
Wow.
Yeah, that's larger than the population of Japan every year. Right. So again, this veganism is very healthy for you, and we want to avoid exploiting animals. And a third and final reason I'll say today is that having these farm animals is bad for the environment.
環境にも悪い影響を及ぼすんですね。
Right? If you have farms with these animals on it, it increases deforestation.
伐採。
That's right. It increases deforestation and also greenhouse gas emissions.
温室効果ガスですね。
Right. 50% of all the human-made greenhouse gas emissions come from these farm animals, right? Half of it. Wow. Also, if you have these farm animals, there's more pollution, and also there are water shortages.
水不足です。
Right, water shortages. I hear that to produce 500 grams of beef requires 10,000 liters of fresh water.
Wow. 500g の牛肉を取るだけのために1万リットルの水が使われるんですね。
Right, to produce just 500 grams of beef, that's half of a kilo, right?
Yes.
It requires 10,000 liters of fresh water. And also, besides these farm animals, if you do the vegan lifestyle, you don't eat fish, right? So the fish are disappearing, right, in the oceans.
じゃあもし日本人でヴィーガン生活に挑戦する人が増えれば、魚も減らなくて済むんですね。
That's right. We want to protect the fish in the oceans too more.
今回のダイアログはヴィーガンの友達と一緒にクリスマスを過ごしている時の会話です。Let's listen at slow speed.
Hey, Greg, over here. Wanna have lunch with us?
Yeah, sure.
Wow, your lunch looks so good. It's so colorful.
Thanks. I became vegan last month. It's been a tough transition, but I think it's been so good for my health. And I've really started to like cooking.
You're vegan? Does that mean you don't eat meat?
That's vegetarianism. When you're vegan, you don't eat meat, dairy, or eggs. So basically, any food that comes from animals. Most vegans don't even eat honey because it's made by bees.
Why would anyone choose not to eat meat? It tastes so good. And it's almost Christmas. Don't you want to eat delicious chicken or something?
Because being vegan is really good for your health. And it's also ethically good. 'Cause we don't harm animals. It's better for the environment as well. Did you know animal agriculture is the second largest contributor to human-made greenhouse gas emissions after fossil fuels?
Well, I would never be able to give up meat, let alone other animal-based stuff. I eat meat every day. I mean, humans are carnivores. It's natural for us to eat meat.
Maybe, but you don't need to completely cut out animal products. If you want to make a change, every little bit counts. You can try doing No Meat Mondays, Veganuary, or even just cut back on animal products you don't really like. Even cutting down the amount of meat in half will help your health and the environment.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, can I have a taste of that? It looks so good.
Wow, his vegan food looks very delicious. Yes.
Yes, it does. It's colorful. 今回のダイアログはヴィーガンに関しての情報がたくさん詰まっていますね。まずグレグは先月からヴィーガンになったんだよと伝えることからダイアログが始まります。ヴィーガンに移行するのは簡単ではなかったと彼は言います。移行するのは簡単ではない。 という表現は a tough transition です。
Right, a tough transition. It means it's a difficult change. For example, if you are first a high school student and you become a college student, it's a tough transition, right? Or if you're a college student and you go out into the working world, it's a tough transition, a difficult change, like that. Good expression.
そして、ヴィーガンは動物に危害を与えないから、道徳的な面でもいいんだよ、とグレグはヴィーガンの良さを伝えます。ここでの道徳的というのは ethically で、危害を与えるというのは harm です。
Right. It's important to be ethical. And here he says it's ethically good because it protects the animals, right? You don't harm the animals. Right? This word harm, of course, means do something bad to. For example, you can say cigarettes harm your health.
Cigarettes harm your health.
Right. Or to give one more example, skipping class harms your grades.
Oh, yes. 授業をサボると成績に悪い。
Right. Skipping class harms your grades. And again, in the dialogue here, he says that if you go vegan, you do not harm animals.
Yes. Then, Joe, what does Greg say next?
He says that animal agriculture is the second largest contributor to human-made gashouse gas emissions after fossil fuels. Very long there,
It's
right?
a very long sentence. Yes. 日本語に訳すと、化石燃料の排出量の次に畜産が最も多く温室効果ガスを排出しているって知ってた？とグレグが教えています。
Right, everyone, can you say that in English? He says that this animal agriculture is the second largest contributor to human-made gashouse gas emissions after fossil fuels. That means that fossil fuels are the number one contributor, right?
Yes.
But this animal culture is the number two one.
Yes.
Pearline, do you know some examples of fossil fuels?
I would say maybe factories. What factories produce?
Factories is a good idea, but that's kind of indirectly. The direct examples of fossil fuels are, of course, coal.
石炭。
Right, and also oil.
石油。
And natural gas.
自然のガス。
That's right. And also wood.
そして木。
That's right. So everyone, you got these examples of fossil fuels: coal, oil, natural gas, and wood.
そして肉を食べることはやめられそうにないし、まして動物性商品を使わないなんて私には難しいなと彼女が言います。ここでの動物性商品というのは animal-based stuff。この stuff は商品として捉えたら大丈夫です。そしてここでのまして何々なんてという表現は let alone になります。
Yes, this let alone is kind of a little tricky grammar, but all of you can use it. It's a very good one here. The first thing is kind of bad, but the second thing is even worse.
Yes.
To give an example, some of my students say, I hardly understand English, let alone German.
Yes. 英語はほとんどわからない。ましてドイツ語なんて全くわからない。
Right. I hardly understand English, let alone German.
Yes.
And to give one more example, most women don't want to go near him, let alone hug him.
Yes. あの男に女性たちは近寄りたくない。ましてハグなんてしたくない。
Right. Most women don't want to go near him,
Yes.
let alone hug him. Everyone, can you make your own example? So again, the first one is kind of bad, but the second one is even worse. Try to use that grammar, let alone.
Yes. 皆さんも let alone を使って自分で例文をぜひ作ってみてください。グレグは完全に肉を食べることをやめなくても少しの努力でも役に立つよと彼女を励まします。人間は肉食動物だから肉を食べることは自然だよねと彼女が言います。Joe, how do you say 肉食動物 in English?
Carnivorous. Everyone, can you say that? Carnivorous. That means that humans are carnivorous. That means they eat meat. Of course, the opposite is herbivorous. But people never really say that. They say herbivores.
Yes.
Animals that eat only vegetables are herbivores. For example, cows are herbivores, right? But animals that eat meat are called carnivores. Especially the nouns. Remember that carnivores and herbivores.
そして完全に肉を食べることをやめなくても少しの努力でも役に立つよとグレグは彼女を励まします。ここでの少しの努力でも役に立つよという表現は every little bit counts。意味は塵も積もれば山となるにも似ています。
Right. Every little bit counts. Good expression. Remember that one.
Yes. I would use this expression for money.
That's right. If you save a little money, every little bit counts.
Yes.
That's right.
そしてグレグは No Meat Monday や Veganary に挑戦してもいいよと言います。ここの Veganary というのは Vegan と January を組み合わせた単語で1月の1ヶ月だけに Vegan に挑戦することを示します。
Right, Veganary. This kind of event began in Britain, in England, right? And if you try to do it, especially in January, it will help the environment just a little bit.
あんまり好きではない肉の消費を減らすだけでもいいんだよとグレグは言います。減らすというのは cut back です。
Right, especially to cut back on something. So if you cut back on animal products, for example, you can help your health and also you can help the animals. Also, in the dialogue, another expression that's related to this is cutting down.
Yes.
The amount of meat that you eat. So this to cut back on and to cut down, they're really related. Of course, they mean to reduce something. Everybody try to avoid the word reduce. I think Japanese use it too much. We need to cut back on driving, for example. We need to cut down the amount of pollution that we produce. Try to use these other expressions too. Don't always say reduce, reduce. Cut back on and to cut down something.
Very good. And with that, let's listen at natural speed.
Hey, Greg, over here. Want to have lunch with us?
Yeah, sure.
Wow, your lunch looks so good. It's so colorful.
Thanks. I became vegan last month. It's been a tough transition, but I think it's been so good for my health. And I've really started to like cooking.
You're vegan? Does that mean you don't eat meat?
That's vegetarianism. When you're vegan, you don't eat meat, dairy, or eggs. So basically, any food that comes from animals. Most vegans don't even eat honey because it's made by bees.
Why would anyone choose not to eat meat? It tastes so good. And it's almost Christmas. Don't you want to eat delicious chicken or something?
Because being vegan is really good for your health. And it's also ethically good because we don't harm animals. It's better for the environment as well. Did you know animal agriculture is the second largest contributor to human-made greenhouse gas emissions after fossil fuels?
Well, I'll never be able to give up meat, let alone other animal-based stuff. I eat meat every day. I mean, humans are carnivores. It's natural for us to eat meat.
Maybe, but you don't need to completely cut out animal products. If you want to make a change, every little bit counts. You can try doing No Meat Mondays, Veganuary, or even just cut back on animal products you don't really like. Even cutting down the amount of meat in half will help your health and the environment.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, can I have a taste of that? It looks so good.
So, Pearline, do you want to do vegan?
I don't think it's possible yet for me. I love meat too much.
Okay, right.
What about you, Joe? Do you think you can become vegan?
I will say no, sorry too. But I do try to cut down the amount of meat that I eat, really. I think that eating meat about 1 time a day is enough.
Yes.
We should always try to cut down the amount of meat and dairy products that we eat.
Yes.
Well, everyone, today we talked about veganism. If you talk about it with your friends, it will be really interesting. And we would like to wish you one more time, Merry Christmas. We hope that you have a very happy end of the year.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you next time at Hiroshima University's English Podcast. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.